All right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wahaha, Quadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing His truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And this is going to be a sit-down lesson. I am going to be responding to a video that was uploaded by the beloved brother Ma'aka from the Los Angeles camp, as you see right here. His YouTube channel is GMS. Okay. Inspiration of the Almighty. You know, Salakia, I'm walking right now as I'm doing this lesson. So, what we have right here is a picture, a still image that I have taken earlier today. And what you see in this picture is basically a guy who's basically professing that America is cooked. And literally, America is going to be cooked when this place is pelted or struck by intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay, in which these ICBMs will come from Russia, China, North Korea, India, Iran, and even NATO, because according to Obadiah, let's get it real quick. While it may seem like America has allies, the Bible tells you, according to biblical prophecy, that America is going to be betrayed. And every country that would appear to be an ally of America is going to turn on America for an exception of the so-called Israelis. Just real quick, let's go to Obadiah. We're going to go to the Old Testament. Let's see Obadiah. Oh, Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. And we see that. We can already see how these countries are going to end up turning on the United States of America. Okay? So it says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding it. Now we know what it means by they that eat thy bread, right? Which we're going to get into that in a moment. Oh, Dawada Yahweh Shai for allowing me to cross the street safely. But get back on the lesson. This is reiterated in Isaiah, because remember, under the Babylonian Empire, there were many prophets who prophesied against Babylon. Habakkuk, okay? Isaiah was there. Jeremiah, another major prophet that was there. You know, and I mean, I really don't have to list them all, but okay, this is what Isaiah said concerning Babylon, right? Because for decades, the United States of America, which is Babylon, has had a long history of dealing treacherously with other countries. So this is what Isaiah pretty much has to say about Babylon. One of the things, right? Woe unto thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, right? Where did America get the majority of their oil, their lithium, their REMs, which REM is just an acronym for rare earth minerals or rare earth metals. And rare earth metals consist of gold, silver, platinum, other types of genuine metals. Okay. You know, America's gotten a lot of these things from other countries that refused to comply with Babylon and their policies. So, you know, it says, and this country has a history of spoiling many other countries, especially the Ishmaelite countries, which Ishmael will be the Arabians. But the Arabians have been hit hard by Babylon, man, especially ever since Osama bin Laden. Okay? It says, and dealeth treacherously, and they deal not treacherously with thee. Right. The so-called North American Indians. Okay? Did not the Edomites, the biblical Edomites, which would be the self-proclaimed white man, when he came over here, according to Psalms, the book of Psalms 55 verse 20, did not he deal treacherously with the Gadites? Came over here talking about peace, crouching as a humble lion, saying that we want to, you know, live peaceably with y'all. And the so-called North American Indians taught these Spaniards, they taught the conquistadors how to survive off the land, what particular herbs to take when they get sick, what kind of antioxidants like berries to eat to prevent diseases. And it's funny because they even show you in that movie Pocahontas how these Edomites came over here talking about making peace, and then they dealt treacherously, you know, chopping down their trees, you know, they're destroying their forests, their wildernesses. So these Edomites have a history of dealing treacherously. Okay? And when you read Psalms chapter 55 verse 20, right? It tells you what? He put forth his hands against such as be at peace with them. Okay? And we're not the so-called North American Indians and the Taino Indians, which would be the Puerto Ricans of the tribe of Ephraim, the so-called North American Indians of the tribe of Gad. Did they not were they not at peace with these Edomites? But again, okay, our people is so naive because in the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10, it tells you, never trust thine enemy. So, hey, look, we're living in a time and moment where the Lord is about to execute heavy judgments on this country. Okay? Now, we read Galatians 6 and 7, right? Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So when thou shalt cease to when thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. Who's the they that shall deal treacherously with Babylon the Great? Well, we read it in Obadiah 1 and 7 earlier. All the men of thy confederacy. Who are the men of the confederacy of the United States of America, which is known as Babylon in the Holy Scriptures? Well, when you go to the book of Psalms, the 83rd chapter, you start at the first verse and read on down. It gives you a list of all the nations on the planet that are in confederate with the Edomites, starting with the so-called elites who call themselves Rothschilds, okay, that are basically in confederation with these devils, okay? Okay, the Hagarenes, Ishmael, you know, as a matter of fact, let's go there right now. The book of Psalms gives you a list of all of our enemies that are in confederate with the Edomites, which is our main enemy on this planet. The book of Psalms 83 verse 1, a song of David, a song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silent, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. These other nations, they hate the Heavenly Father because the Heavenly Father chose us as his special people. So these other nations, they not only hate the Heavenly Father for choosing us as his chosen people, as a nation, the Israelites, which are the Negro, Latino, and Native Indians, but these other nations also hate us as well, okay? And that's why they never cease to do us hurt. You got these damn Arabs with all these corner stores selling us poison. You know, very, very rarely you'll see some apples or oranges in Ishmael's corner shop, okay? But he got plenty of tobacco, okay? He got plenty of potato chips. You know, GMO potato chips dipped in some fucking canola oil. You know, he got plenty of zebra cakes, oatmeal pies, you know. You know, Takis. But, you know, what about all the healthy shit that's actually good for you? You know, you got Elam, the East Indians, with their liquor stores. You know, they love selling you watered down liquor. You know, because really that's what it is. You know, it's just watered down liquor. Because all of the real good shit is really being sold to these rich and wealthy people. I'm talking about all of the real and the good shit is being sold to these wealthy and rich people. Okay, you know, you got Ammon, and you got Ammon, which are the Japanese, and you got Moab, which are the Chinese. They'll set up these different restaurants in our neighborhoods and they'll sell you cat and dog meat and then call it chicken. They see, look, chicken? You want chicken? Nigga, that shit ain't chicken. Fucking, that's my next door neighbor's dog Tybo you're selling. The fuck, that ain't chicken. That's Tybo meat. That came from a dog. And we know that according to Leviticus, the 11th chapter, cats and dogs are unclean. We're not supposed to eat cat or dog meat. Okay? Because the Lord specifically told us that any animals that have paws, any animal that have paws are not to be consumed. But you got these damn heathens selling our people cat and dog meat under the disguise of it being chicken, when it's not chicken, man. Okay? You know? Then you got Hamites, the Africans, who are basically just continually sending curses up upon our nation, you know, through their gods. You know, you read the book of Samuel, right? And what did Goliath do? Okay, Goliath basically cursed King David, okay, and Israel by his gods. So, and Goliath was a Hamite. So, you got these damn Hamites putting curses on our people every day. You know? And I'm not really sure where Japheth plays a role at, you know, and, you know, coming up against our nation. But nonetheless, we know that Japheth is against us because they were a part of the Medes. Japheth, the Medes that had us, that also had a hand in having us in captivity. The Japhetic people. You know? So every nation on this planet has a hand in pretty much, you know, poisoning, polluting, cursing, and keeping us low. Okay? They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And that crafty counsel happens at these G8 or these summit meetings. Okay, every time these nations get together and they have councils, you think they're there talking about how to stop a war between the so-called Israelis and Iran? Hell no. Okay? They were up in there having councils about how to further destroy us as a nation of people, and ultimately how to do away with us. Okay, that's why they always got a new brand of chips out. They always got some new brand of chicken out. They always got some new bullshit in these restaurants that they're promoting and selling. And it's not because they love your business and no. Okay, all this food is designed to break you down and to ultimately keep you docile until you're completely destroyed. Okay, so they have taken crafty counsel against our people. Okay, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Who are the hidden ones? Those are the true Israelites, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians. Because not only is our people hidden to their nationality, but the rest of the world don't know who the real Israelites are. Because you got these small hats in the land of Israel claiming to be us when they're not us. Okay? Okay? It says they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And this is the ultimate goal for our people. And yet you still got many fools amongst our nation. Wait. Trying to save these Edomites, man. Meanwhile, they're plotting how to eradicate you for good, man. Okay, messing with your genetic code, telling you you have to take some shit that will only destroy you. You know, you even got these false prophets trying to save these damn Edomites. When Esau really just wants to completely do away with you, man. Okay, Esau don't give a flying fuck about you niggas. You niggas keep talking about how, there's gonna be one Edomite that's gonna make it and blah blah blah. No, man. No, they're all going into captivity. Okay? For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. You see that? They are confederate against thee. Obadiah 1:7. Okay? Now you know who the men of the confederacy of these Edomites are. Okay? It says the tabernacles of Edom, that's the so-called white man. Okay? And the Ishmaelites, that's the Arabs. Of Moab, that's the Chinese and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon. Ammon are the Japanese. Amalek are them small hats over there in the land of Israel. Okay? The imposters. Patient and wait. Oh, Salakia, I'm in the middle of crossing the street here, so. Salat. Okay? So it says the Philistines are the Hamites. You see that? And the inhabitants of Tyre, it says Ashur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Selah. Okay? Doing to them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kison. Okay? So these are all the men that are confederate against the nation of Israel and against Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay? So, hey, this country is cooked, man. Let's go back to Obadiah now. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy could, and these are prophecies concerning Edom. How do we know that? Because when you read verse 1, Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, concerning Edom. You see? So then, when we go down to verse 7, okay, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. Okay, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. Okay, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So, okay, we come back over here, right? And what do we see? America's cooked. You know? This country is cooked, man. For all the treachery and all the wickedness it have done, the Lord is going to judge this place and bring it down financially, economically, and ultimately it's going to meet a nuclear destruction. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom is on to the next one.